Welcome back to my Phoenix Wright Justice for All Let's Play. We are cross-examining Einy Meiny, and we've got the contradiction. I ended yesterday's episode on a cliffhanger because I'm really cruel. But she says, I didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber, and we know that's not true because a certain little girl was repairing a vase, or an urn rather. Objection! So here we go. I finally found the fault. Or I guess, in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, like, what does that prove?
Objection!
Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Like, yeah. I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I proposed that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you would not have seen this person. Where is she? There she is.
Take that!
I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Yes, and how is this child relevant? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. Oh. And she just happened to break this urn. Oh. Oh! Well, wait, she broke the urn? Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. No! And Pearl was the one who put it back together. While sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Grah! Miss Meiny. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work, putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meiny. You are a masterful liar! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she says is the witness. So, Miss Meiny, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? So that's only just now. It's in the evidence. Help me, Mia. Help me, Mia. Is it in the evidence? Sleeping. I'm gonna go with it's in the testimony just now, because I'm not sure. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Meiny, you made the following statement. And like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meiny, how did you know that fact? How... I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Meiny, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Ah! But look at the Manners Guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meiny, please answer the question.
Objection!
Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Einy Meiny. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? In the channeling chamber.
Take that!
Miss Meiny was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Meiny was at the scene of the crime. Order! That is... Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Einy Meiny was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Behind the screen, right? Here, of course. Behind the folding screen? Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk! Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball! Now, Miss Meiny, one so young as you shouldn't be saying. Shut it, Gramps, as if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. The box, right? It's gotta be because the bullet hole in it.
Take that!
Miss Meiny, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it.
Objection!
But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping in there, so I should know. That clothing box there was in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Yeah, definitely. The bullet hole. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Folding screen.
Take that!
Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing. What on earth? Move! I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole, about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Meiny, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order! So what you are saying... Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Einy Meiny? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Einy Meiny, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No. Stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It is not possible for one person to do all of that by herself. Correct, it's not possible. She had an accomplice. It really is impossible. For one person to do all of the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, You said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice.
Take that!
This person! If it wasn't someone from Curane Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have had that box to use. Morgan Fey? Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime, long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and... After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind this murder. Ha! Who is that laughing at a time like this? Ah! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry. Are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time? Ms. Von Karma? Surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is... If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well that's, Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Annie Miney want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive! I don't have a motive! Motive? That's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. It's gotta be the newspaper clipping, right? Little last night, two women's car crashed into a highway. One of the women was not able to escape. The flaming wreckage died at the site. When investigations revealed that the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. I was like totally tired and dropped off to sleep. Then there was a crash and like I woke up in a huge sea of flames. I was like so half asleep, but I opened the right door and like got out. I don't like remember anything else. If Miss Annie needs to be believed, the one driving the car was her sister Mimi Miney. Mimi Miney was the nurse at the Great Surgical Clinic where 14 patients were exiting overdose to their death. Is this then more than just a coincidence? It's gotta be this, right?
Take that!
Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Which is great. Now even she's calling me by my full name. You think I did to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? She's dropped the likes, notice that? What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm like, going to explain. So like, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I like, wanted revenge, then like, I wouldn't have waited this long. And sides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was like, Dr. Gray. It was like a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see, ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. No! What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, like, it's just as I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Einy Miney. Your Honor, please, allow the defense 1 more minute. All right. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Could you provide a reason? Can I really do this? I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended. After all. Ah! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Ah! Avant Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way! Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a sec! Oh, shoot. I should have waited for here to do the split between videos. Oh, I knew that would bite me in the butt. All right. In that case, what we'll do is we'll just make this an extra long one. We'll go all the way through in this video. So I was cruel yesterday, YouTube, but we're not going to be cruel today. As long as it's not ridiculously long. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Aini could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan. That's terrible. Why? Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Miss Von Karma, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to be worrying about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me even though we're the same age. Are you done yet? You've caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we'll know who the real winner is. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Can you prove Miss Aini had a motive? Yes, I believe I can. Aini and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection, and that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Miss Miney, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive? I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past. But Miss Miney, if you please. Okay, I totally don't think I'll do any good, but... Last year's accident. That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around there. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped too, so I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, woke up because of a jolt, and, it was a sea of flames around me. I, opened the door and, got away. I think I've heard of this incident. It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year. Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Wah! Those were merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip. Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness. Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Miss Miney's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. That was last year in May. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, that was in May too. The thing with all the patients dying was May 2nd. And our accident was on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence? And my sis was totally tired, so that's why. Duh. Something really bad happened at, my sister's clinic around there. Hold it! We were just talking about. That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? I heard it was cause the medicines, got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister? Mimi Miney? No way. Dr. Gray, wanted to blame it on my sis. That incident has nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi Miney's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi Miney is the one who made the mistake. But, it really wasn't my sis. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. Hold it! She was totally tired. You mean exhausted? She had to talk to the police and, was being investigated, every day. It was, a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder then that the car accident happened, huh? So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True. But like, I don't have a driver's license. Oh, this is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Miney. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Like, okay, anyway. I was totally pooped too, so I fell asleep in the passenger seat. Hang on. I didn't have my license, so I couldn't take over the driving for her. Well, we know that's not true. Because we have her driving license photo right here.
Objection!
Miss Miney, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license. What is the meaning of this, Miss Miney? That's right. Yeah, I had a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. That's not true either. We know that's not true. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What are you talking about? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. And how he... Ouch! No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Last November. What? November? The accident happened last May. That's a half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What in the... That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Miney did not have a driver's license. Ow! Cry, and my whip will accommodate. Can't be true. Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers. I'm, glad you get it, but, even if I had my license, I, don't think my sis would have, let me drive. Yow! Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip, and the pain, and the ow? Miss Miney, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because... I think the situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Miney, if you please. How annoying. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. I wouldn't be allowed. Around that time, I was, really close to getting my license. My sis was, this totally big fan of cars and, really valued them. She, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too. I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness. I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... Do we have anything about the car in our evidence? No, I don't think we do. Okay. Around that time, I was, really close to getting my license.
Hold it!
So what do you mean by really close? I had one of those permit things. I think that's what they're called. Permit. Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is. Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Wah! Ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? All she said in the last few minutes is utter nonsense. So, may I continue? And my sis was, this totally big fan of cars and, really valued them.
Hold it!
She valued cars? How much would you say she valued her car? Well, she'd flip out at, a drop of rain. And, she would notice if someone, touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage, ever? Why did she take such special care of her car? How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car. New car? Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life. But I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, all right? Oh, well, Miss Miney, what kind of car was it? She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car.
Hold it!
It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. The UK? Were those her boyfriend's initials? Oh my god. And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. I really don't know anything about cars, but I have a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor. Yes. Please have the witness append what she just said in her testimony. You mean the part about being a special import car? Yes. Well, if you like cars that much, then... That's not my point. Though, to be honest, I don't know what the point is, either. Miss Miney, would you please fix your testimony? Sure, whatever. My sister's new car was like a totally special model from England. Right, hang on a second. Driver falling asleep at the wheel. Crash, woke up, did you see flames? Sleep, I opened the right door and got out. I opened the right door and got out. I opened the right door and got out. So that's the significance of it being an import. There we go.
Objection!
Gotcha. Miss Miney, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat? The left or the right? Oh, well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side. That would be if it were an American car, but it would be the opposite if a British car. Opposite? The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would be on the left side. What do you mean by this? Miss Miney, you said that you had escaped using the right side of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Ah! Order! Order in this court! Order! 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 Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Aini said the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Miney. That is what Aini said, yes. But that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. Phoenix, it looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Aini or Mimi, who was really driving that night? Ooh. Who was really driving that night? Well, I mean, I guess we have to go with Aini, right? Because she just admitted to climbing out the driver's seat. And the answer is Aini Miney, of course. Why would you say that? Miss Aini Miney just said so herself in her testimony. She said that she escaped the car from the right side door, which would have been where the driver's seat was. I'm inclined to feel sorry for a foolish fool who foolishly spends his time foolishly. At that time, Miss Aini Miney had not yet received her driving license. And that is why the accident happened. Hold it, Phoenix. It looks like you still don't see the real truth behind the accident. The real truth? Think outside the box. Isn't that what we always say? All right, one more time. Oh, that was wrong. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Aini or Mimi? Aini or Mimi? Who was really driving that night? Mimi was driving. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license. Mimi Miney. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive. But you just said the witness, Miss Aini Miney, was the one in the driver's seat. Which leads us to the next question. The next Question? Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now? What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness's real name is... Are we really doing this? Are we accusing her of being her sister?
Take that!
Mimi Miney. That is your real name.
Objection!
Of all of the foolish drivel. Then how do you explain her appearance? The witness had severe facial burns when she was admitted into hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to her doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister. No! But Mimi Miney, she died in the car accident. That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Then the body they found at the crash site. That was the body of the real Eenie Miney. Isn't that right, Miss Mimi Miney? That car accident 1 year ago. The one who died that night was Eenie Miney. Her sister, Mimi, then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Miney from existence. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray. What do you mean? Ah! What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Miney. However, that would not have been possible because Mimi Miney was still, in fact, alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Before the channeling, Messenger, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed. Well, Miss Eenie, I mean, Miss Vodikama, why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Miney. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi too. So close. But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister? I think I understand why. Mimi Miney wanted her old self to disappear because of this. Because of the malpractice.
Take that!
That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. A nurse by the name of Mimi Miney. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Miney had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister. Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination. That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Aini has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all. I believe there are a few unsolved riddles here, such as... why did Miss Miney choose to go with such a complicated plan? And why did Miss Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear. The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous. I'm perfect. Me, Franziska von Karma. I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Miss von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Yow! Yow! Ah! Yow! Ow! 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 And one more for good measure. Oh. Phoenix! Hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! Oh god. Is this another murder case now? A murder trial? This court is a fraud! A sham! Now then. It looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness. So I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. Not guilty! That is all. This court is adjourned. Yikes. Wow. Franziska von Karma basically gets away with murder. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Okay, right. Moving on. June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Congratulations, Maya. Sis! Aww. It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, in my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent. I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi Miney had planned to open the door to the chamber herself. And then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fay, who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out of another jam. Well, you know, but I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey Nick, tell me. Tell me why my aunt went and did something so horrible. Why would she help Mimi Miney with a plan like that? I just don't understand it. Nick? Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please, I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... I mean, I think it's probably a profile, right? It was probably so that her daughter would become the new master.
Take that!
Pearly? 4 years from now, a new master will be born in Securing Village. And that person will be you, Maya. And? But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then? The branch family. My aunt. No. Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearls. Ah! Everything was done for her sake. It was all so that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement. Cell 13. My precious Pearl. You are the only one suitable to be the master of Curaine, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless main family girl. That Maya Fey. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come. Episode 2, Reunion and the Turnabout, the end. Why do I get the feeling we haven't seen the end of Morgan Fay, huh? Why do I get the feeling we haven't seen the end of Morgan Fay? Well, there you have it! That is episode 2 of Phoenix Wright Justice for All finished. And in the next episode, YouTube, tomorrow, we will start episode 3, Turnabout Big Top. I'll see you then.